Hello. Let's see what's happening here. Uh, uh-oh. I think we're not live on oh yeah, there we are. Okay. I was like worried we're not live on Facebook too, but I'm not even on my oh god, more cat hairs. Sorry y'all. Um not live on my page. I'm live on I'm sorry, I'm live on my page, not on my personal. So, hi everybody. How's my sound? Can y'all hear me? All good. Hi Angela. Hi, Richard. I'll put these up. I love the hands. Hi, Maria. Hi, Janet. Welcome. I see my folks that came to the Halloween workshop are all in one piece. You're all happy and shiny happy people right now. Picture and sound are great. Awesome. Thank you. I need these checks and it was crazy. Oh, mom, yeah. So I popped on like a minute late because I was trying to fix this lighting. Ginger tea, y'all, with some fresh honey in it. Mm. Perfect Friday libation. Angela's saying hi. Oh, welcome. This is great. Is anybody on Facebook want to say hi so that I know you are here? You don't have to. It's not required, but anyway. Well, welcome everyone. I'm getting it together. It's been sort of a slow, interesting day. Hello, Connie. Nice to see you. Wonderful. Connie's coming in through our Facebook feed. So what a great sort of an early, well, you'll see, but this is sort of an early maybe Thanksgiving post. I don't know if that's what you want to call it, but hello everyone. And good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Happy end of your week. Welcome to TGIF for the Curious. Well, actually, it's Insight for the Curious and Enlightened. I'm trying to change that. So for those of you who are just watching for the first time, I'm your host, Debbie Tatel from Spirit Light Insight. I am a clairvoyant energy healer, and I teach classes and meditation workshops to help you develop your natural abilities. So as I always say, jump on over to YouTube for the best viewing and commenting, and be sure to share, like, and subscribe if you're resonating with all of the info. So let's see what Richard says. Halloween session was great. It was nice to pull over, shut the engine off, and look under the hood a bit. Yes. Oh my God, that's so good. Thank you. I never thought of that kind of like true metaphor, like pulling over, looking under the hood. I wonder if it's smoking or if it just needs, fluids or what it needs. But that's a great way to say it. So, wow, I'm glad. I was so glad that you were there, Richard, and several others of you. I won't call you out unless you post about it. But thank you all for coming. That was really awesome. So happy November. Everyone, it's November. When did it get to be 11? The 11th month of 2023 as we get toward the end of the year. Wow. What a year it's been. But I kind of love November because just after Halloween, it seems that everything is, just kind of starts to wind down a little bit. And I just consider this a month of gratitude. I was going to open up a gratitude practice and give you prompts every day. I may do some of those prompts, but with the just with, you know what, life got in the way of my gratitude practice. And I wasn't going to call it a challenge because it's not supposed to be hard. I don't want it to be a challenge. I don't want you to take the challenge. What I want you to do is do these prompts every day. So in lieu of those prompts, which I still might post every day, I think I can post them in the thread here too. So I can post them on my Facebook page and on the YouTube, there's like a thread there. So maybe I'll do that because I have a whole list. I have a whole thing. And Janet, yes, you can still purchase the workshop. It is not on here. It's whenever I do my paid workshops, those are always private. But everybody gets a recording that shows up on SoundCloud as a private recording. You get a private list because I do my free stuff here and then my paid stuff on Zoom. But I'll reach out to you after this. No worries at all. I know that life gets in the way sometimes of these workshops or YouTubes or whatever. That's why we like to watch later. So welcome to the TGIF Insight for the Curious Enlightened wrap up for the week for as we wrap up October and then right into November. So this week, of course, I had my hands full with, kind of the growth period around my teacher graduating out of this lifetime or this incarnation, I should say. He let go of his body. So I was kind of dealing with some of that. And then, of course, I had a bunch of readings. But what I noticed in all around and with everybody was so much resistance. It was incredible. Everybody was even resisting information in like they paid for a reading and then they're resisting the information. It was so interesting to me to watch and then out in the world. And I'll tell you what, mostly with myself. Oh my God, I was resisting. I just wanted to third chakra push through. That's where we push through. Third chakra is in the belly. That's our power center. And so instead of me doing all the things that I know, I just didn't even want to do. I just wanted to plow through like a bull in a china shop. There was just so much resistance. And what I started to notice was really it was some of our resistance to what was going on. Like when we don't like something, oh, I don't want to hear that. And then we go into resistance because you don't want to hear it. Right. But it's there. Or even out in the world, there's just so much resistance. And for this past week, the veils to the ethers to the other side were thin, and the energy was at this higher, what we call transmedium frequency. And so this is what kind of knocks you out and gives you that sort of hypnotic oh, I feel floaty, things like that. Or you can hear high pitched sounds in your ears. That's all at a transmedium frequency. That's all spirit trying to kind of break through. But spirit, we have these physical bodies, and or seemingly physical bodies. But I will say this, that spirit really needed a hello this week. And interesting that last week in the show, I was talking about giving hello to spirit. And so far, even though I'm trying to make this a weekly wrap up, the last few of these lives, or if you're listening later on the podcast, that's on the playlist on YouTube, they've all kind of jumped into whatever the energy of the next week was. So that really comes under being aware of what we're aware of, although the time frame, I thought it was interesting, the time frame. So just curious, did anyone have a visit from the other side in this past week or get a communication from their loved one? And if you did, maybe you were able to use some of the tools or techniques that I kind of brought up last week. And oh my goodness, here we are. Hello, Daniel. I'll see you soon, Angela. I'm guessing that's what that what that means. And Daniel says that he had a visit from the other side. Those techniques that I taught you in last week's show are pretty powerful in that way that we can say hello to spirit. I can't talk. Just forgive me while I drink my ginger tea. What are y'all drinking? Do you have something to? Everybody really needs to hydrate, especially if you're in a cold area. We like to think, oh, it's not hot, we're not sweating or anything like that, but we need to hydrate because the heat will suck the life right out of you. Oh, Janet, you heard from your sister. How wonderful. That's pretty quick. She looks like she's smiling from the other side as you're opening up these areas to be able to communicate with her. By the way, it looks like she's going to, I don't know if she ever played any little tricks with you, Janet, but she may, in communicating with you, she's kind of saying she might move things around. So you're not crazy if you thought you put your keys on the counter and then you find them in the bedroom or in a pocket or something. She might be playing a little some sister games with you. So just wanted to share that. Maria went to movie. Oh, Little Moments Hurled, People's Resistance. I don't. Oh, interesting. Yeah, if you're sitting in a room and people are in resistance, because you're super sensitive, Maria. And if you're in that space and not protecting your space, which is what we're doing today, yay, then you're gonna feel that. Interesting about Elvis. Again, I don't. Astrology is awesome. I just don't know all those things. I leave that to the other folks. But yes, I am sure that there's some things going on. But for now, because the energy was like at such a high frequency, it might have caused you fitful sleep, or I couldn't even get to sleep most nights before 1 o'clock. And I'm a great sleeper, but I think my body's getting ready for the time change. Is that this weekend, the time change? I don't even know. I don't know when I know I can feel that it's coming. And I actually love the time change because here in Chicago, we turn back the clock so we get an extra hour. But with all those extra super high frequencies that are out there, we're going to calm things down a bit, calm things down within ourselves. And even though it's a couple weeks early for Thanksgiving here in the US, when is Canada's Thanksgiving? I forget. I don't think that coincides exactly, but a few weeks before our Thanksgiving, we're going to use gratitude and letting go of resistance, our resistance, any resistance that we picked up from others, to effortlessly strengthen our aura, our energy field. There's a reason that I called this psychic protection, because it's not that we have this physical shield and have to fight everything out in front of us with our fists, right? We can be in our auric field, in our energy field. And being in our energy field actually is what strengthens it. And it's a beautiful thing when I teach you these tools. And I'm doing it, obviously this is for free. It's great if you come, get readings and things like that. But this is all for you each and every week. So what has gratitude got to do with it? Well, gratitude and releasing resistance, or letting go of resistance, whichever way you do it, it's going to be effortless. It's got to be effortless. These are two very powerful tools to help us create that psychic protection, because the more we come in, the less gets in. Think of it this way. If you fill a glass, like if you fill my cup full of tea, you can't put anything else in there, or it's gonna spill over, right? So interesting, very interesting. So that's part of what we're going to do. But when we're grateful for what we have, does anybody, and I'm going to ask this because of the delay. So does anybody have, if you're here on the live, or even if you're listening later, do drop messages in the comments. I do get the comments and I do answer them. So whenever you're listening, I'm happy to answer your questions. But does anybody have like a gratitude practice? Have you ever heard of, the attitude of gratitude, or even law of attraction? But we're not going to talk about law of attraction, but I'm going to kind of share a little bit later the interesting part of that. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. So Maria's dog knocked over her cup when I said that. My cup runneth over. Now you can say, my cup runneth over. Oh my gosh. Dogs, they're so wonderful. Janice saying she does play tricks. I was she was watching TV and the lamp on the table went on all by itself. It's happened several times and it's not always the same lamp. Yes, spirit loves lighting and batteries. If you're when you're supercharged, you tend to go through light bulbs and batteries. But yeah, spirit can do that. So that's great. Congratulations, and just say hello to her each and every time. So back to gratitude, because I know everybody's grateful when their loved ones come to call or give counsel. And that's a pretty interesting thing. And you know what? We never know when or what or how, but it's been in that high frequency week. I've really connected with several entities, mostly from the people I read. That happens. It does affect me. But when we are grateful for what we have and who we are, we're not at that like super high pitched vibration. We're actually raising our inner vibration. Our body kind of exists at let's say the lower register of the vibrations, but we can raise and lift up our inner beingness, our inner sanctum, as it were, and connect with the highest source of light and love. We navigate our journey with clarity and certainly less pain, because pain is usually kind of some kind of stuck energy, whether it's emotional pain in our emotional body or whether it's physical pain. Have you ever said, "Oh, you're a pain in the neck," as you're rubbing your neck? That's the thing. That's the thing. I'm always curious, because whenever I ask that in a class, everybody starts laughing and nodding their heads. And since I can't see you on camera, I can only look at the energy. But really, gratitude for where we are as we are, it has the power to heal us as we connect with what we already have, right? So often we are living in this little bubble and focused on what we don't have. And gratitude is something that when we start to open that up, it literally opens us up as we realize we're not in this little bubble of emotional pain. Yeah. And it just connects us at that space. Gratitude shifts our energy into a space of complete grace, because when we're in a space of gratitude, we're not in survival. We're just grateful for all those things that are around us. Yeah. And when we get to our meditation at the end, and we're going to actually probably get to that sooner than later, because this is an important one. I've done workshops on this in the past, and it's really miraculous, the shifts and changes that happen, because there's just so much going on outside of us that when we turn within and start using our psychic tools and to kind of unearth and let go of where our focus was, yeah, we can shift the energy and be in a completely different space, completely different mindset, completely different experience anytime we're in a different mindset. Yeah. And make no mistake, we're using all our tools. We're using our grounding, our connection with the earth. We're in a space to let go. We're in a space to really perceive and observe the world as it is, not as we wish it to be or as we want it to be. And that is one by one how we become the lighthouses in the world, and how we light the flames of others is by being bright in our own space. So that's a little bit about gratitude. And in terms of law of attraction, which I know you've all heard of, and who believes in that? Just a show of hands. You can put a little hand emoji in the comments if you want. But there's this whole, law of attraction movement. I actually am going to have someone on here. He was waiting till he redid his website, but it's a friend of mine who is like this amazing, super law of attraction coach. And he's now, well, even then he was integrating a lot of spiritual stuff in there. But in terms of law of attraction, we have to have what we have if we want more. If we're sitting here and we don't like anything that we have, why would we bring anything in? Why would we receive anything more? And it's not that we can't upgrade or change things or, do all those things. But when we have this gratitude, and we use this gratitude to sort of cleanse our energy, cleanse our space, clean our aura out. Yeah, we have more space to be in it. We have more space to have what we have. We have more space to have more. I hope that makes sense to you. So, yes. So that was a little bit about gratitude. Then there's the resistance. Yeah, has anybody ever heard resistance is futile from the Star Trek? Well, resistance really is futile. And in fact, what we resist persists. And all those little quippy things that we've heard, if you become aware of your resistance as resistance, not blaming or punishing yourself or anything like that, but if you just start to become aware of the resistance, and what is your resistance? What is someone else's resistance? Not in the way of blaming, just in the way of noticing your awareness. Your awareness really unlocks a whole lot of your abilities as a soul, as a spirit, as that connection with your spiritual essence. But what we resist persists, and that is because what we resist is not in neutral. When we resist, we lower our vibrations and in some ways make ourselves more vulnerable by trying to push through. And so this is what I was talking about earlier, is I was in this resistance, and instead of just grounding and finding my space and using my psychic tools, using my knowingness, using my clairvoyance to look at it, using my clairsentience to just notice even what the effect of feeling on my body. Somebody asked me, what are all the clairs earlier? So stay tuned for that. I'll do something on that. But all of our clair senses. Yeah, we have a lot of psychic abilities. A lot of them, they're held in our chakras. But what happens is when we resist and we go into those kind of lower body vibrations, we tend to want to push through. We don't end up just clearing and looking and observing and doing those kinds of things. And that push through creates energy blockages in our energy field. It creates a stuckness all the way around. So interesting that I was noticing that more or less this particular week, all this resistance. So where have you become resistant? Just give yourselves a breath and start to notice, where are those places? So not to beat yourself up or anything, but where are you? Are you in resistance to the news? Are you in resistance to the weather outside? We had a snow squall. Oh my God, I was in little child heaven watching the snow. Little Lily Sky always, she's only like a year and a half old. So she's looking out the window with big old eyes, looking around, what's going on. She can hear the sleet hitting the window. So that's always kind of fun. But that's when we resist the weather, that's going to be kind of painful. We can become stuck in resistance and anger and fear, because resistance comes from fear, comes a lot from fear and control, right? Why would we resist it? What is it that we resist? Like if we resist something, are we afraid it's going to hurt us? Are we afraid it's going to control us? Are we afraid it's going to, push us out of our space? Or we can go into resistance to information that somebody's trying to give us. Maybe there's something we don't want to clear. Maybe there's something we don't want to look at for ourselves. So much. It's so juicy. There's never any one thing. Yeah. And this is where it gets, I don't want to say tricky, because it's really not tricky. In fact, if you just have your amusement with it, you could go, resist that. I'm resisting that. I'm resisting that. I was resisting how my apartment was freezing. And then the next thing, I turned around and they had turned on the heat, and then it became too hot. It's very bipolar in here. My apologies to anybody who's bipolar, but it's really nuts in here. So yeah, we can resist from fear and control. And the way it looks psychically, when I look at someone in resistance, sometimes I see just this it's like a gray wall that goes all around them. And in fact, sometimes that resistance is caused by creating those boundaries, quote unquote, those boundaries that people were taught to create. Don't you step over that line. That's resistance. And when you create that, it actually creates this gray wall or veil that is all around your aura. And so then we start to see everything as a threat. We go into survival. There's so much here. It's really, really juicy stuff. The bottom line to resistance is it takes a lot of energy, doesn't it? You ever noticed? And just make give me a little comment about resistance when you notice. And it is exhausting to resist. I mean, you don't have to believe me. I know each and every one of you has had some sort of experience where you resisted something, and how exhausting it is to have to resist it. And just, it's like, I'm going to hold up this boulder for who knows how long. And when all that energy is tied up, we can't create anything new. We can't have our space. We can't even have our gratitude. Yeah. So using gratitude as this sort of powerful tool. Oh, thanks. Hi, Ming. Good to see you. Ming's in Canada. Say hi to Albert for me. I don't know if he's around, but thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. Yes, the boulder is heavy and it really is exhausting. Honestly, and so many times everybody wants to be psychic and have these tools, but will sit in resistance and not even and kind of separate themselves from the very tools that they want. Yeah. And here's the funny thing is when we're in that level of resistance, guess what we're creating? Because really, it's not that you can't create when you're in that much resistance. It's that the only thing you're creating is resistance. And whether it is your resistance or you're resisting somebody else's resisting somebody else's resistance, that's what you're creating. Isn't that amazing? You're using your power to create more resistance. Yes. And it does feel like you're swimming upstream without a paddle. Just like, heck, even the salmon die at the end, once they do their thing, they're exhausted, right, when they swim upstream. But yeah, it's tiring. Hi, Albert. Yay. Oh my gosh. Good to see you. Love the two of you so much. You have no idea. So I'm so glad you're here. Resisting will take over your life. Right. Think about when you're creating anything, right? Just anything that you are ready to create or going ahead to create, how much of your energy and attention goes into it. And this is a space where, when you're done, hopefully you go, wow, look at this. I created this. This is my baby. This is amazing. This is wonderful. But imagine using all that creativity to create resistance. And when you're doing this, when you feel like you're in that gray space or you start to spiral out. That's a good indication. Yeah. So with all of this, oh my gosh, is this show going to actually be the hour that I was hoping? It might go short, y'all, but resistance is futile, and gratitude, creating that gratitude opens up a space where you can bring more of your energy in. And when you bring more of your energy in, you have your psychic protection. I do teach tools in my workshops or my psychic healing foundations or my clairvoyant development about actually, creating, there's like tools you can use to own your space in that way. But when you really fill out that aura, when you open that up and you are in it, not only are you bright, but you are seen, you're the lighthouse for others. You, just by walking by, you can give them hope. Everything is attracted to that light. Everything is attracted to that light. Yeah. And even think about when you go out and you're grateful and you're happy and you're in that space, you've got your head up and you're walking down the street. Or if you're sitting in that sort of resistance and pain, what do? You walk down the street with your head down. It's really it has much more of an effect on you than you might realize. So are you ready to release and create your psychic protection? I told you we were only going to do a shorter version of the wrap up, because there was so much of this that I would really love to have you clear it. And we're going to do that in just 1 second. But I do want to do my, my station identification thing. So I'm Debbie Tatel from Spirit Light Insight. You can visit my website at spiritlightinsight.com. That's where you can find me. And by the way, if you're on YouTube, all the links are below. So you can also, again, if you're new here or just watching or listening later, subscribe, like, and share with your friends. That would be greatly appreciated and lets me know you're liking this. Let's see here. Yes. If you're ready to have a reading, you can book a session with me. The links are going to show up in the YouTube comment section or on the Facebook comment section. But you can book a session using that QR code. Now, using this one link, we've got two upcoming holiday meditations. I always do a holiday meditation series to help everyone survive family and friends and overload during the holidays. So absolutely think about joining. The links are there. The links are on my website, spiritlightinsight.com, but please consider, coming with us. They're 45-minute meditations. And if you like what's going on here, as always, you can support this with a virtual tip. You can grab the link there, or you can visit that QR code later if you are watching later. So that's my station identification for the moment. I lost the chat. Where did it go? I was trying to take down this. It's what happens when you're your own everything. When you do everything. Hello, Tammy. Welcome. Wow, Tammy, you came just in time for the meditation. So congratulations. How's Lady? Before we begin, we're doing gratitude and resistance. I'm asking about her little doggy. Lots of pet things this week. My brother's dog, I think he had a stroke or something, and he's recovering from that. Lady's had an issue. Venus had an eye issue, but that seems to be clearing up. So I don't know what's going on with the pets in the world right now, but yeah. So if you are ready to create your psychic protection, it's a very powerful thing. So be ready and give yourselves a breath as we go into this Friday wrap up, Friday meditation for you all. So, we're going to send some love and light to little pup Lady. Poor little girl. Sending lots of love to you. Tammy, can you all see that? Yeah, you can. Wow. Yeah, when our babies are sick, we're up taking care of them. It's very stressful. I know. So just sending you lots of love. I'm so sorry that, you're going through all that. And anyone with pets, knows how hard it is. I actually, so my cats don't necessarily get along because I have an older cat. And then when I brought in the kitten, it was a little bit, it was a lot of bit rough. I learned a great lesson in patience and what cats do. And I have to tell you, today I did get a nap in, and I had Venus purring on my chest, and Lily was napping right on my legs, and I almost cried because that's the first time. So, but yeah, we love our babies for sure. So years ago, when I first started doing these gratitude workshops and things like that right around this time of year, because it really, really, really is really powerful. I found this quote by Melody Beatty, who wrote, "Gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. It turns what we have into enough and more. It turns denial into acceptance, chaos to order, confusion to clarity. It can turn a meal into a feast, a house into a home, a stranger into a friend." So let us all come together in this virtual space as friends, even though we don't know each other, even though we're in different parts of the country, we're all around in different countries even. It's time to breathe and release, reconnect, and count our blessings. And yes, we're doing this before Thanksgiving here in the US. It doesn't have to be in that little one day. It can be every single day of the year. And I also encourage you to practice what we're about to do daily. And again, I will do some gratitude prompts for this month. I promise I will get on it and post them in the YouTube. It's like a little like social things, so I can post them there, and I will also post them on Facebook. So, and I might even do some reels and things like that. So give yourselves a breath and just be seated in a comfortable place with your feet firmly on the floor. And just give yourself space to be. Allow whatever your experience is to be your experience. There's no right or wrong when we do this. It's just your experience. If you're in a place where you can't close your eyes, just turn your gaze downward so that you can turn your attention within. Give yourself a breath. And then exhale. Sometimes just giving ourselves that breath. Well, it's literally a breath of fresh air. And gently turn your attention within. Whatever you've been doing, just take these moments for yourself and go ahead and rest your eyes. With every breath, feel yourself expanding and filling your body with oxygen and life-giving energy. And imagine that you are in a space just for you. Maybe you're in a little house on the beach. Maybe you're in the center of your mind in a little room. Just have your energy and attention behind your eyes in the center of your head. And just imagine you are in a space that's just for you. It might be a park with the chipmunks. It might be in a mountain clearing. It might be on the seashore. And while you're in that space and you can start to just really connect with that space, imagine you're in a bubble of golden light, supported and loved, connected with the earth, connected with the energy of source. Give yourselves a breath. As you begin to notice a quieting down of thoughts, and this type of meditation, you're not wiping the slate clean. You're just letting your thoughts flow by like a free-flowing river. We can't ever really turn our mind off. That's our creative space. But just be in that space and consider it a sanctuary space just for you. While in this space, say hello to the base of your spine, at the tip of your tailbone. This is the location of your first chakra, the energy center of your safety and security. And just say hello to the base of your spine. Say hello to that area. If you've got lower back issues or you've felt disconnected or discombobulated, Just say hello to that space and give yourself a breath and just know that you are supported. Lots of survival energy in here today. And now, in your mind's eye, imagine, visualize, or see out in front of you a beautiful oak tree, majestic and strong, rooted into the earth, almost touching the sky. And then I'd like you to imagine flattening out that tree and connecting it, or you can sit on top of it. Just bring it right to the tip of your tailbone and connect it there. And notice that it goes all the way down to the center of the earth. And it's rooted there. You're connected with Mother Earth. Feel her support, the support of the planet. And then give yourself space to just release any energy down your grounding that no longer serves you, any energy that you're ready to release that is not yours. And you don't have to worry about mucking up the earth with this energy, whatever that is, whatever that means. Just breathe and release and let the Gaia, let the planet, let the Mother Earth receive that energy, cleanse it, and send it back new to wherever it came from. It's the most amazing recycling ever. And just be right in the center of your head and be here and now and be grateful as you breathe and release. And just see that flow of energy like a waterfall moving away from you, gently, gently, effortlessly flowing. And be grateful as you are. Be grateful for your emotions and your physical body and wherever you are. When we're grateful for the present moment and release our resistance to what is or what we think it is or whatever's going on, we raise our vibrations and create a shift in our energy field, our aura. And our energy field, this aura, acts as a natural protection. And when we do this, there's no more resistant boundary lines. You don't need them. When you're in your own space at that level, you are psychically protected without resistance. So give yourself a breath and release any resistance that you might notice or find or recognize within you. It might be to a certain circumstance in your life. Maybe you're not making enough money or you're making too much money. And if you are, just send me some. It's all good. But go ahead and just release any resistance to the world, to what's going on in the world, to what's going on in your life. You're going to notice that a lot of this resistance isn't even yours. You've probably picked it up from somewhere. Each and every one of you that is on here today or listening later is an empath and very sensitive to energy. And there's so much resistance out there that you might be picking it up and not even knowing it. Yeah. We're not aware when we pick up that energy. So go ahead and just breathe and just set your intent to release any of that resistance, whether it comes in the form of judgments or controls or fear or rules that keep you resistant or fighting for your life, fighting to be seen. Give yourselves a big breath and create a little more space to just let that go. Sometimes the resistance brings us in and we can't release as easily and effortlessly as we would like. And now bring your thoughts and your attention, your energy, rest that behind your eyes in the center of your head. And bring your thoughts to gratitude. What are you grateful for? We can start with gratitude for all we have. You have a computer that's sitting in front of you with some sort of camera because you're watching me. Maybe you're listening later. You might have AirPods. Find gratitude for all that you have. And it's okay to have gratitude for those material things. We'll go into non-material things too. But be grateful for all you have, including your body, your energy system, mind, body, spirit, your curiosity, and breathe into your beingness. Breathe into the fullness of life and begin to think about or focus on or see the blessings, large and small. Nothing is too small. Maybe you like your little finger. Have gratitude for your pets and your children, your partners, your friends. On an energy level, what seems teeny tiny in actuality, what might be a pinpoint of energy causes ripples like a pond, and they get bigger. Have gratitude for that place you call home and that you have a body, a physical body, and thank your body for all you put it through. Give yourselves a breath and have gratitude for all that you have created. Gratitude for your abilities, your emotions, your space, your spirit. You can even hug yourself in this space and have gratitude for the love in your heart, the kindness in your touch, and those who have generously shared with you. And offer gratitude for the time you spent with someone you love, even if they aren't present in your life anymore. Fill up with gratitude for where you are here and now. Now give yourselves a breath and imagine a beautiful gold sun above your head. And call back all your life force energy into that sun. Anything you gave away, anything that was in resistance, bring that into that gold sun. And I'd like you to take your hand and put it over your heart. And just keep calling back. Just set that sun above your head, that golden ball of light. And as you put your hand over your heart, I'd like you to imagine that there is also a warm, glowing light in your heart. As you breathe in, imagine that you're drawing in golden light and love from the universe. As you breathe out, imagine that you're radiating gratitude and love into the world. You can bring that golden sun down through the top of your head and let it flow through you as you continue to breathe in light and love and breathe out gratitude and love for just a few minutes. I'll give you space to do that and let the thoughts and emotions that come up with all this gratitude, this kind of flow, anything you're ready to release while you're doing this will just go right down your grounding cord. It'll just slip right on through. And then imagine another gold sun above your head and bring that down into your body, just flowing through every cell, through your breath, through your lungs, through your heart. That golden light of gratitude, and allow it to expand into the different layers. We're looking at 7 aura layers, and just have it expand out until you're sitting in a golden bubble of energy. About 6 feet around you, above and below, on either side, in front and in back, all the way around you. And just notice that as it's about 6 feet around you, that you are protected. You've got energetic protection because you're in your space. You're in the center of your mind, the center of your head. You have access to your abilities, your natural psychic abilities, as you create this aura around you. It starts with golden light, but then you're going to move your energy in, and it's going to be filled with light and filled with color. That's your psychic protection. That's the thing that when you're in there, nothing can get in. Now give yourself a deep breath and slowly exhale. And just give yourself a little hug. And then when you're ready, just bring your attention back to you, back to your body. You might want to wiggle your fingers and toes. And then take a big stretch. If you did that exercise, and you might even want to stand up, look around your room, come back to us, to present time. and really give yourself space to be. That was a big clearing, a big energy when we start to say hello to our aura, our psychic protection. That's a big deal when we realize that we can have that and all our colors and the ability to be who we are and all of this. Find gratitude for it. Because I'll tell you, the gratitude, if all you do is sit there and bring in gold suns of gratitude through the top of your head, you're going to just literally burn off any resistance effortlessly that's in your body, whether you realize body, energy system, all of it. It's going to just, it's going to dissipate. It's just going to all go away. So what did you notice in that space, that gratitude? And you can even, I could have had you do this, but it's much more relaxing to have your palms in your lap. But what did you notice in this space as we kind of start wrapping up our wrap up? And I'm going to give you plenty of time to talk because I can stay on here. You all did great. It was really amazing to see the energy that was being released, the energy that was being held on to. So much emotion is, and this is something I learned actually today by looking at all of you do this little exercise, that the resistance is so full of emotion and varying emotions. There was the emotion of grief that I noticed, the emotion of anger, the emotion of fear, the emotion of what else that was I noticing? Apathy even. But there was so much emotion in the resistance, and us going to push through all of these energies, and you were all just releasing as we go, or as we were going through that little exercise. So one of the things you can do if you really want to change your life, you're going to write this down. You're going to do 30 days of gratitude, write down homework, write down 5 things every single day that you are grateful for, some about yourself, some about your spirit, some about even your career or your personal life. I will guarantee, this is all free, but it's a money back guarantee. I will guarantee that your life will change when you start focusing on this gratitude. So if you just start each day by grounding and just expressing gratitude for all things in your life, all things without judgment. So that means even the things that are our challenges or our lessons. Yeah. And this expressing gratitude can be for your health and well-being of your loved ones, your pets. It can be your home or possessions. It's really about being aware of the things that you surround yourself with. I am grateful that Louis Maybe and I are friends, and he just popped on and he's saying hello. Hi, Louis. Nice to see you. Thank you for popping on. So start your day with that gratitude. Express your gratitude. Write down 5 things every day if you can. Take notice of the things you're grateful for throughout the day. Be aware. I'm grateful for my coffee. I am super grateful for this ginger tea right now. So even if you're in a challenging situation, right? Just be grateful that you get to learn a lesson from whatever it is. And when you feel any kind of resistance bubbling up, be aware of it. What's coming up? Notice it. What is that emotion? Where's that coming from? Is it something you're afraid of? Is it something you're about to change? Are you worried about an outcome, or do you have an expectation? This is what awareness is all about, is becoming aware of kind of, oh, there's some resistance. Let's do a little bit of a deeper dive. Yeah. And once you understand the source of your resistance, you can begin to let go of it. That's how we live in a state of gratitude and acceptance. That is how we are naturally protected by our energy field, our aura. And this is great. Everybody's kind of lots to reflect on. Oh, thank you, Lewis. I know we haven't done our kind of weekly chat. I feel like we were chatting every week, but we're getting some nice. Everybody's just kind of saying hello across the board. And that's what this is all about, by the way. We're creating a community of all kinds of like-minded souls, and Lewis is deep dive to anchor the gratitude so we can raise it to the surface. Yes, and bring in more of our energy. So we raise that gratitude. Yeah, boy, do we need to bring that to the surface, right? The gratitude for all that we have. And it is such a powerful energy. And I think sometimes it got a little bit of a bad name at some level. But if we practice this kind of gratitude and this type of awareness, it's not just about predicting the future, and it's not just about we have all these abilities that, oh God, okay, now I might cry. We have all these abilities, and there's so much out there just by the subtleties of being grateful. Yeah. And with regular practice, we'll create strong and effortless protection. So I wanted to do that because what I realized when I was working this energy, because I don't just throw this all at you at any given time. Yeah. I actually look at this energy through in my meditation, and I clear my space. And what I noticed was this kind of brightening of my aura. And then I was feeling better, even walking out into the world. And when I said I might cry, it's because Richard lovingly said, we're grateful for you, Debbie. And I am so grateful that all of you are here. It's just such a pleasure and an honor to be doing this. And it's kind of all because of Michael Arrington, who set me on this kind of YouTube path. Well, and it's where you all are. Yeah. Is that we can reach people, we can share with people. I've got these up on a playlist. I'm going to actually take the meditation from this live and I will split it out. I will make it a single one. Yeah. So that you can just access it under the guided meditation section. I'm working on the healing from grief one was that last week? I think that was last week. I'm working on that recording, getting that out as a single. So they won't be the live part, but it'll be just the meditation. You are welcome. And I'm not going to pronounce your name because I will butcher it, and I apologize for that. But you are welcome. Thank you for being here. I'm so glad that we're getting some new folks on here, and I am just so grateful that for that as well, because this is what we want to do. We want this to grow because it's the only way we're going to change our world and as we want it. Yeah. Instead of being in resistance and fear, we can be in the space of gratitude and love for each other, for what's going on in the world today. So, yeah, I certainly hope you enjoyed the meditation tonight, today, wherever you are in the world, tomorrow. I don't know. Is there a time change on the other side of the world? Does New Zealand have a time change? Because we've got Angela here. I don't know if Angela's still here. I think she is. But I think we've got a time change this weekend. But goodness, if you have any questions, feel free to send me an email to, where am I? Debra at spiritlightinsight.com. Or can just drop a message in the comments. If you because I will get all those messages, even if you write them when I'm not quite here, I will answer them. Do subscribe, like, and share if you like what we're doing here. That's greatly appreciated. Share with your friends, because we want to spread this kind of love all the way around. I want to spread these tools all the way around. Yeah, this is not a world when I started this journey as a psychic and coming into all of this. It was not where it was, right? We were not out here doing YouTubes. In fact, we were protecting our schools and our institutes for our psychic schools. I used to be an assistant director at a psychic school, and we had to protect that energy. Boy, did we have to really put kind of energy bubbles around things, those gold energy bubbles. And it is a wonderful world to be in right now, where we can do this. Our gentleman is in Germany. So wow, welcome Germany. I love her. Oh, we're going around the world. So thank you for joining us. And it looks like in Germany, there's a time change of 1 hour. Let's see. And daylight savings started in September. Oh, okay. So you're forward. Oh, right. You're forward an hour. We're behind, right? Because we're in opposite seasons. Louis, I love that you're wearing red fingernail polish you created, color healing through your hands, because we have to be rooted in gratitude to be in gratitude. I love that. Yeah, I just had to. Can I just tell you, if you're feeling terrible about yourself, if you're just ever and this is for everybody, if you're in a weird space, and I don't care what your hands or your nails look like, go get a manicure. Go do that. That's an amazing space. So thank you for that, Louis. If you are goodness, I'll say it again. If you're interested, we've got meditation workshops coming up, and I would love to have you in one of those. Those are held on Zoom. They'll be free, because I want to help you get through the holidays with space and grace. So that's the first one on November 16th. On the 21st, we've got a solstice ritual meditation, which I'm super excited about. So again, I'll just pop these up real quick. You can book a session or register for a workshop on my website at spiritlightinsight.com. And there's a booking page there, online booking, or you can actually go to this direct link for the upcoming meditation workshops. Keep in mind, I've got a Clairvoyant development program starting in January 16th. It's a beginner one. And then I'm going to actually launch one for those of you who have been through the Clairvoyant development. I've got some supplementary stuff. So it'll be like level 3 stuff for you all coming up. So really watch that space. But for now, goodness gracious. Oh, and once again, if you would like to support this stream, you can give me a virtual tip. It goes toward the cost of putting these things on. That will show up as a link. This is a virtual tip jar, or you can always use this beautiful little QR code in the corner. So, my gosh, everything is here. And we are here. And Louis is out. Thank you. He says, thank you for being you. Love you muchly. XOXO. This is for people on the podcast. So I'm getting some love here. Thank you, Louis. I love you muchly too. I love you muchly too. And we'll talk. Enjoy your time with your friends. People are saying goodbye. But thank you all for coming tonight. I so appreciate you all. And there's so much gratitude that I have and love for all of you. And so how I will leave you tonight is or this morning, wherever you might be. But be sure to keep your spirit light in sight and shine your light for all to see. Bye-bye for now.